Hi, I'm Crypto Dummy, and this is Crypto for Dummies Like Me. I thought I'd take time out of my very busy schedule to do an update. It's well and truly overdue. And as you can see by the backdrop, I've decided to do the dark, spooky scene for today because there's so much doom and gloom out there about cryptocurrency at the moment and everything else. So let's get to the bottom of it. So let's start with my projects and where I'm at. For the last 2 to 3 months I've been learning Unreal Engine and have made great progress. Unfortunately I am running into a few difficulties. The fact that my computer is probably on the lower end of what can run Unreal Engine. So I'm going to have to rethink the way I am doing my projects, or I need to maybe consider upgrading my computers. The only thing with that is I'm spending most of my money DCAing into cryptocurrency, trying to keep on buying the bottom. And I don't want to sell any of the cryptocurrency because at the moment it's very much at a loss. And of course, you're not a loser until you sell at a loss. So why would I sell at a loss and make myself a loser? So for now, I will be just trying to do what I can on the computer I've got and try and make it work. So it will be a slower process. Again, I was hoping that we would have had a bull market by now. Then I could have maybe hired a little bit of help. Got some outside influence to help create what I'm trying to create. And buy better products to create them on. But we'll just have to get by with what we've got. So for now, I'll just keep chugging along. It's just going to take a lot longer than I had hoped. Right, to the state of cryptocurrency in general, it's not a good one out there. You can only laugh. It just keeps going the opposite direction to we all thought. I think the biggest influence here is the Clarity Act. I'm not going to blame Trump for this. I think that he wants to get cryptocurrency up and running. And I believe that it will get there. It's just that we're going to have these arguments between the old system, the new system, and a lot of people don't like the change. A lot of people like to, as we know, after seeing the Epstein files and everything else that is going on in our society, there is a lot of doom and gloom, and we do know that there is a lot of people that want to control everything out there. And I think this is part and parcel of it. I think that they're not getting their way. I always believed, whether it's true or not, I always believed that cryptocurrency was to cut out the middleman. That's what I like to think anyway. The problem is it probably was created by the very systems that control us now, the central banks and everything, or the fact that they've seen what's happening and so they've got involved. Either way, the central banks are now heavily involved in cryptocurrency, and I think that's what we're seeing now. They're not getting their way, so they've pulled a lot of their money out of the cryptocurrency. You see them pumping up the gold and silver. And even that's not the safe act that it used to be. You know, gold and silver used to be very sort of stable. But we've seen the massive pumps in it, and with silver not so long ago taking a big crash because they inflated it to profit from it. And just the good old central authorities and central banks just claiming our hard-earned money. That's all it is. So I can understand there's so much fear out there. But crypto in general, what do I think? Well, I think crypto's here to stay. I think that the truth of it is it's part of the future. How that plays out is going to be really up to the government departments, legislation, and who gets their foot in the door first. I think if the central banks get their foot in the door, it'll be nothing more than what we have now, probably even worse, because it might be forced into programmable digital currency, which is not what the people want. Or can enough of us stand up and force a more decentralized version of cryptocurrency so that we can have control over our own money? That's what a lot of us want. Or is it just going to get to the fact that these central banks and the powers to be that run the world, well, they just ban what we've got? Nobody knows this. But I do know that the cryptocurrency will be there regardless. We just have to make sure that we try and push the right narrative and make sure that we're not getting sucked into the wrong narrative. I think there's a lot of crypto companies out there that are working directly with the central banks, and whether that's for the good of the people or not, it's hard to say. I don't want to say anything I can't back up, so I'm being very cautious about what I'm saying. But that's where the state of the crypto is. I think that we will know, I think, by towards the end of this year, what's really happening. We'll see if the Clarity Act's gone. We'll see what's happened with the wars, whether America's going to end up going to war with Iran. There's so much fear out there. What I believe is cryptocurrency isn't going anywhere. And it's a great opportunity for those to get in, who want to get in. But be cautioned, it can go down, and probably will go down even more. And so I'm going to use this opportunity, rather than go out and buy bits and pieces and update my systems and computers, I will be DCAing in. I'll be trying to buy the bottom all the time. I'll buy it all the way down. Because again, I believe in it, and I believe that it will do something. So, but each individual has to take that risk upon themselves. Now, I've seen some like bad stuff happening, a lot of threats in the community out there. People are not happy because they've invested too much money into stuff and they've lost their money. Well, again, if you haven't sold it, you haven't lost it. If you're doing silly trades and gambling and losing money that way, then that's on you. Now, it says I've made profits still just simply by holding. I was looking at my an old Binance account that didn't have a lot left in it. I moved most of it out after the FTX collapse, and even though I only had like one BNB and a little bit of this and a little bit of that, I looked at it and a little bit of Ethereum. I paid $1,800 for the Ethereum, so I'm still in profit. I only paid $300 for my BNB, so it was like it's still sitting at $500 and something dollars. So I've doubled my money. So like I said, time. It's all in time. So that's the state of the cryptocurrency at the crypto market at the moment. The fear index is so bad, but it makes for a great opportunity for those who are thinking about it to get in. And I know that I've been very quiet because I've been doing all this learning and research and training on Unreal Engine to get my projects up and running, but I'm still very bullish on Pulse Chain and the community. I know that there's a lot of in-house fighting because the crypto is going down in value. Everyone wants to blame Richard Hart for that, and I can't understand why. I can't see him directly selling it. It's just one of those things that it's all cryptocurrency. Bitcoin, Ethereum, the whole lot of it is down at the moment to various degrees. They all expect for Richard Hart to pour all his hard-earned money into the cryptocurrency so they can have some money, and that's the wrong way to look at cryptocurrency. It's not going to help anybody. It's just going to get a couple of people will profiteer from that, and you see that all the time. I've been DCAing in for the last couple of months as it's been going down. Every time it hits a new low, I buy in. I create a green candle, and you can see these green candles, and within hours, it's sold down again. So people are out there in the community taking profits. So, and then turning around and blaming Richard Hart for the problems. So once these final people are gone, done and dusted, then I think that the community and things stable out a little bit better, people stop selling, then I think the community will rally around and it will go a hell of a lot better. I know that I'm going to be there to the end, one way or the other. And I said I'll keep working on my schedules and I'll keep working on my projects, and eventually hopefully I can get something up and running that will actually encourage people into the Pulse Chain community. Meanwhile, I'll just keep working, keep DCAing in, and going with that. And although I'm very limited in time and resources, I do try to promote and support the community to the best of my ability, interacting with as many posts as I can and try and leave a positive influence on those posts when I do react. I've also bought a number of t-shirts from the Pulse Chain store and wear them regularly so people in the community can see me. And I've also managed to buy a number of the digital drawing pads. I think I'll be changing the messages on top. One, simply it's okay. It's just pretty much support digital literacy and visit pulsex.com. And the other one is the free gift enclosed inside. It goes on to say that this gift is at no cost to you and no donations required, but then down further at the end it's sort of like we appreciate any gifts and donations that are given. So I feel it contradicts itself a little bit. So I'll do something up along the lines of how I feel and believe that what crypto is and should be for the future. And I've always believed that children are our future and that cryptocurrency is the future of money. So we should be learning and teaching our kids how to interact with cryptocurrency. Even though that cryptocurrency is down at the moment, it's going to be a big thing in everyone's life. So the sooner you get an idea of how it all works, you don't have to pour lots and lots of money into it or anything else like that. You could just invest a small amount of money in so you can interact. We have to remember that not every cryptocurrency is equal. There are some good ones and some bad ones. Some that are more drive to follow the central banking situation, which if we go down that avenue, we'll just end up back to exactly where we are. And then there's other ones like Pulse Chain, Ethereum, and that concentrate more on decentralized, which gives tries to give autonomy back to the people, gives us a lot more authority over our own money, and takes the money away from those people who actually use our money, like the banking system and the monetary funds, who use our very money and our investments against ourselves by trying to take more power and control over us. So if we want to go down the crypto avenue, we need to follow the right path. So that's what I'll be doing. I'll do that, and maybe I'll do up a video, and maybe if there's room on the page, I'll link a lot of pages to it. I'll have a look at some of the best apps that I use, and I'll put them on the top for people to link to, just to have a look around and see if we can get some interest. So yes, still working forward for this, still moving forward with everything, and still positive. I believe that cryptocurrency will go at some stage. Just it's a matter of holding on and wondering when. If you've got the resources that are not going to stretch you, I would be putting money in while it's low like this. The reason why is that as soon as it starts going back up, that puts you back into the positives a lot sooner. If you wait till you get right back to when you paid for it, it could end up being that you getting out, or you're taking profits or something like that right at the top. You just don't know. So the only way is to DCA in, or dollar cost average, if you like. That's what I'll be doing, and good luck to all of us. Just try and stay positive, and remember, it's your choice to do these things, and it shouldn't be putting the blame onto other people. It says by putting blame onto those sorts of people, especially founders, unless they're actually criminally caught doing something, like what's happened with the FTX, where there was major malfunctions and stuff going on there. That it is our choice, and we shouldn't be blaming other people for not making us rich. That's not how it works. We have to be smart and invest, and it's simple to see. You just look at, as I said, my old Binance account. Opened it up the other day, and it's, as I said, it's in profit, even though everything's down, just simply because when I bought it, years ago. So it's just holding, and DCAing and buying in lower. We'll get there eventually. All right, that's it for now. Thanks.